How is a feminine energy manipulated? So let me start by telling you a story. So there's a story from Shiv Shakti. What happens is that demons are, there planning something. Okay, so demons are the lower level of consciousness. Yes, who do not realize the oneness within themselves. So we have these demons, then we have the humans were sleeping, okay, and some are really awakened and closer to enlightenment. So in humanity you will always see a mix of you know both the unconscious and the conscious. Then we have the gods who are little have a higher level of consciousness, but still sometimes they drop off down to lower level of consciousness. This still not become, this still not done. Okay, जिसे हम देव बोलते हैं, God बोलते हैं. And of course in demons also, in demon clans also, you're going to find people who are demons, who are born in a demon clan and everything, but yet still sometimes do show sign of awakeness, sign of consciousness, a sign of enlightenment. Then of course we have Devo ke Dev Mahadev. He's the gods of gods and he's the supreme. So what happens in the story is that demons are planning out something. Okay, they're planning out for the destruction of humanity. And uh, basically demons are always attracted by humanity. Why? Because it's easy to manipulate an unconscious person, a person who is sleeping. It's easy to manipulate that. So they're always usually attracted by the humanity. So they're planning out something really bad. And so Shakti goes to Shiva and tells him that they're out there planning out something and we should do something about it. We should stop them, we should go, uh, we should spoil their plans, we should do something about it. Shiva says a big no. He says that no, we're not going to interfere with the destiny, we're not going to interfere with the nature. Let these demons do what they do and let them see their own karma, and let them, and that will also be an opportunity for humanity either to rise or either to go down the drain, right? But of course, God is only going to expect you to rise, would want you, wish for you to rise. And even if you go down, you're going down only to rise later, because there is no escape from God. No demon, no human can escape from God at the end of the day. And it may appear in any which form, So I have recently on Eat It Portal, I watched Narsimha, again, a lion avatar of Bhagwanji Vishnu. So I watched this movie, great movie. So if you see in that, you will find that even you know even even Hiranyakashipu, who was a great demon, and he wanted to kill his own son because he was a devotee of God and not devotee of him. So he wanted to kill his own son. So he was such a demon. He was such a in a lower level of consciousness. You know, so so God met him. He attained God, he attained the mukti at the end of the day. So you cannot really escape God. Either you meet God as a demon or as a god. You decide the journey, but destination is always him, in some way or the other. Even Prahlad get to meet God, even Hiranyakashipu meet to get God. And of course, in between, everyone just learned the lesson. you know in between, everyone who were, like, I would say, not such strong characters. In between, who were there, they were just not some strong characters. These both, Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu, were strong characters, I would call that. So, yeah. And of course, they both met God, and others just got a lesson. Okay. So, demons are planning, and Shiva says, no, we're not going to get into it, we're not going to interfere with it. So, what happens is that Shakti goes by herself. She says, okay, you're not going, it's fine, I am going. I am not going to let this happen to humanity. I am going, and I'm going to spoil their plans and do something about it. So she goes, and she is a feminine energy, she's a representative of feminine energy. And many a times, feminine energy is, when Shakti rises within you, when feminine rises within you, you are a flow. You are a flow of energy. Okay. And sometimes you don't know where to stop, you know but when you get to know where to stop, that's when you integrate your masculinity. You integrate Shiva with you. Otherwise you're in separation with your Shiva. So here's what happened. So she's on a path, and suddenly she sees a lady, a human lady, a normal human lady. She's lying on floor and she's in utter pain. And who has done this? One of the demons. So it's a guru's, it's a demon's guru. Okay. And he's like, if she comes here, she's gonna spoil everything. So what do is I do something. So what he did, he you know he did some black magic, we can say. He did a magic in an inappropriate way. And he let this lady, in utter pain, and she's lying on floor, and out of nowhere. And of course this lady doesn't know why she's doing it. And of course Shakti is on her way to spoil the demon's plan, and she's very focused. And Shiva's warned her, don't go, you should not interfere with the nature. But she goes. So what happens is that uh, she sees this lady, in utter pain. And she flows with a Shakti, she flows with her emotion of compassion. you know and demons somewhere know. That's how we can manipulate Shakti. She doesn't know where to stop. She doesn't, when she is enraged, when she is Kali, only Shiva can come, only the masculine can come and calm her down. When she is in compassionate energy, she'll flow, she will never question. So she is there all with that, she's there by that lady, try to help her. She gets demons wanted her to get distracted, and she got distracted. She never questioned, like, why is it happening just now, when I'm on my path to get these demon into spoil the demon's plan. Why is it happening right now? And it's such a, and at such a weird time, she's not questioning logically. She's just so flown with the compassionate energy. She's just so she's flowed into that compassionate energy that she doesn't know where to stop. She isn't thinking beyond that. So yeah, even demons know how they can manipulate the feminine energy. So yeah, she's soft. And demons have always felt, and they always feel that softness is yeah, a demonic mind will always think that softness is stupidity, softness is weakness. you know but and they always see Shakti as that. If you have read Durga Saptashati, so yeah, I so yeah, one of those Navratris back in those years, I read Durga Saptashati, and it's just such a beautiful text. So there, demons come and tell Shakti, they challenge Shakti. They come and tell, you're beautiful, you're soft. How can you kill me? They always think like that. Of course, a demonic mind, it's a limited mind. They cannot think of the vastness of the softness of heart. They cannot think about, of course, women has always been, or the feminine has always been, she can never be understood by men. She can never be understood by, she can only be understood by Shiva. He knows how to channel Shakti. He knows. It's only your masculine that can channel the Shakti. Of course, some regular men, some regular pretty guys, they cannot know what Shakti is, what feminine is. And of course demonic minds are just so low to really know the vastness of the feminine. Okay, so they would come and challenge her, and of course by the end she comes on a lion, and she kills these, she takes a form, she takes many forms. Sometimes she takes fierce form, sometimes she takes a mother's form. So she takes many forms, and get these demons out of her way. So so that is what I'm really trying to tell you, like how people know, you know, she's soft and she can be manipulated, you know, and sometimes she is, until she integrates her masculinity, you know, until she goes deeper into who is she, what are her strengths, what are her weaknesses, you know, then it's completely a different ball game. So yeah, I just wanted to come here and talk about how Shakti does that, or you know, how they want her to be distracted. You know, sometimes they will, you know, uh, you know, send in things to distract her so that she gets away from her own path, you know, and she gets so into that. She gets so into that emotion. She gets so carried away. She doesn't realize the beyond. Like, why now? You know, why is it happening now? Why is this lady right now in front of me, you know, when I'm out there to do something really important? So yeah, I, and especially, you know, people who are awakening with their Shakti, you know, you feel a compassion, you see through everything, and suddenly not any, you know, suddenly now nothing is right and wrong. Okay, nothing is right and wrong suddenly. Now everything is about, you know, um, you feel compassion actually for the devils, because you no longer, you know how humans are scared of demons, but you have gone a little, you've awakened a little more than a human, you're going towards God, and you know, like, these demons, these are cute little, I don't know, these are cute little lost souls basically. So you do, you know, you do feel that compassion. You know, you feel bad for people who are away from God, you know, but then you should also know when to stop. You should also know when to stop helping. You know, you should also know where to channelize your energy, where to channelize a compassionate energy. People who are really in need of it, you know, people who are really wanting it, go, you know, that is why most of the times you see the character of Shiva in, you know, Shiva Shakti stories and everything that have been there in our ancient times. You will find that Shiva is always very silent, you know, and everybody has this, you know, um, a dialogue related to Shiva, that Shiva only does things when there's an objective to it. You know, only when it's an objective, he will speak, he will do perform actions. So that is what Shiva is, you know. And people keep questioning him, judging him, like, you know, sometimes even insulting him. He doesn't care, you know. So even the story of Sati, you know, if we see, so Sati got so carried away, you know, she took it so to the heart that, you know, she flowed into it, and she, you know, that insult of her husband, she took it so to the heart, and so, you know, rather than realizing that it was Daksha's, you know, limited mind, she, you know, got so carried away by the emotions, everything, she jumped into the fire, whereas her destiny was to live very happily with Shiva ever after, you know, and never look back at her, you know, own home. But, you know, the destiny took a course, and of course then she had to, you know, take rebirth, and then she has to come as Parvati. You know, and again she goes through the same problem. Her family doesn't like Shiva, you know, they're scared of Shiva, and of course, the most compassionate, the most innocent, we call him Bholenath, and yet people are just scared of him because he's different. You know, Shiva is different. He's little weird. He's an odd duck. He is a little weird. So even his devotees are just like that. So yeah. That's just, I wanted to come here and, you know, talk about that, you know, how uh, you know, Shakti is being manipulated, you know, and how you have to integrate your masculinity. You should know when to stop. You should know, you know, sometimes it's, you know, sometimes it's just people, their, sometimes it's just their own karma, and they have to deal with it. You should know when it's your karma, you should know when it's not your karma to deal with, you know. And when you get very deeper into the wisdom that you are just a medium, you are a part of the nature, then things become easy for you to understand when to and when not to, right? So yes, you have to go so deeper into this wisdom. As you land into this wisdom that you are just a medium of God, you know then even demons are a medium of God. you know you they are also just medium, of course. They make a choice, they make a conscious or they make an unconscious choice, but they are still, whatever choice they make, of course, we all have a free will, and we all make our choices whether to work for the God, whether to work for the devil. Except human beings, I feel that you know most of them are sleeping, but some sleeping human beings still choose God. I mean, that's exactly what is happening right now on planet Earth. We are moving towards ascension, and you will find that, some are taken away by their intuition. Some human beings are taken away by their intuition, and they are just landing in just the right space. And there are certain humans, who are taken away by the devil. They're so unconscious, they're so sleeping, they're so into they're so taken away by their own ego than by their own heart, that they knowingly or unknowingly are working for the devil. And then there are human beings right now on the planet, knowingly or unknowingly, they're working for the humans. And that's exactly what is happening right now on the planet. And that's what we say, we are in the beginning of the split, the 3D and the 5D splits. It's truly, truly happening out here on our own planet Earth. So, yeah, I just so much wanted to come here and talk around this topic, you know. So, do let me know in the comment section if you have something to say around this. Thank you for watching the video.